Right, cool. I think this is actually working. I'll just check that on Meld all the audio levels look good. Yeah, cool. So, I thought today I'd just play a bit of Call to Arms, and like I said, this is actually quite fun. I hadn't played it in ages, and I ended up playing a fair bit of it recently. Like I said, annoyingly, if you saw my community post the other day, I've had a cold for quite a while, but I've just had quite a nasty sore throat for the last couple of days. So I just didn't feel like, filming videos or doing streams because it hurt to talk for too long. So, with the campaigns, I completed the Russian one earlier. Germany is kind of like a side-by-side one to Russian one. Now, I think Dead Spot's a bit of an annoying mission, so I might just start off with Bolted Horse. Because if I remember right, some of the later German missions are really good, but we'll just play it on easy though, rather than hard or whatever, because this is one of those games that is, the missions can go on for absolutely ages, so I don't want to make them any harder than they are. Just make sure my phone's on Do Not Disturb before I get started. The game's called Call to Arms Unboxing Nerd, so it's made by the Men of War people. I did show it very briefly on the stream before, it's kind of old now. But it's a weird, interesting game, because out of all the Men of War games and Gates of Hell, which is kind of a spin-off of this is the only one where you can actually do proper first person as the soldiers. So, this mission I've got was the objective, because I was just flying to you. Secure your supply drops, equip your men with heavy weapons, right? So the supply drops are all in the forward position, I guess, where we have to kill the rebel soldiers and then take the supplies. Shit, I'll just supply drop there. Alright, curry for John. I'm finally getting over the worst of a cold I've had for a while, so that's good. Yeah, again, the first person in this isn't as good as a regular first person game, but I don't mind it. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad, because I, again, didn't like it to start beginning with when I was replaying it, and then I kind of got into it again. I found I had to really turn the sensitivity down though, because I just found by default it was way too high. Right, let's get a guy to have a look what's in that crate. That's lifting it up, isn't it? I don't want to do that, I just want to look in it. Alright, cool, loads of Matadors is that, and Panzerfaust 4s. Right, okay, so let's get him to drop that and run off to... No, because until it's on a good sale I'm not going to get it. Because again, people said if it's on sale it's worth it, but not at full price. And when it was last on the sale, it was only like 10% off or something when I had a look. So, I didn't really consider that a good sale price. Right, so let's give this guy 3 Matadors. Let's get another guy and give him a load of Panzerfaust 3s, or whatever they're called, yeah. And those are the Panzerfaust 3. This guy can have most of the others of them. But yeah, that's the thing with a lot of games for me, it's just I might get them on the sale, but when they're full price, they have to be something I really, really want to play to bother getting games at full price now. Right, okay, so I think it said there's one guy left on the left-hand side somewhere. that one of the vehicle crews? Oh, I thought that was... I did press mouse 4, I pressed mouse 3, that was one. Didn't throw that very far. Right, where's the guy that's hiding? You know, I don't really get the grenade throwing mechanics in first person. I never seem to get it kind of how I want to do it. Is that the map boundary? Oh, it's probably him just sat down there. Yeah, there we go. Not really. I'm trying to think. I play some like multiplayer games where it's like, you know, you play with mates against the AI. But I don't really have the patience anymore for actual like online FPS games or whatever. Just because, again, if I'm playing something to relieve stress, I don't want to go against people that are really good in a game. Most of the games I've been playing recently have been really casual games, in all honesty. Like, you know, kind of other incremental games, a bit like Cookie Clicker and that. I was playing Scritchy Scratch, which was like a scratch card version of Cookie Clicker. What else was I playing? Malvor Idol, loaded that recently, which is kind of like RuneScape as an idle game. Right, so what was my objective? Capture nearby village to the east, capture and evacuate the enemy communications officer. Right, so there's a technical area there that ideally we need to smack out. Those guys are a bit too far away to use the Panzerfaust on properly. Yeah, is that like BTR or whatever it is? We could try it like that, but I don't think it's going to quite reach it. No, it's nowhere near close to reaching it. Alright, see ya. Probably a good idea to get these guys off that hill before they all turn into bullet sponges up there. Oh, is that a direct hit? Yeah, nice, okay. That's the worst vehicle taken out then, in terms of dealing with an enemy vehicle. Cool, what model is Zippo? I like the brass one more than the shiny one, in all honesty. Alright, cool, and that vehicle's been abandoned due to the amount of damage my troops did to it. So let's move these guys up to that wall. These guys up to that wall. An RPK you've got. These guys are clearly like the next People's Republic or whatever, you know, like little Russian green men. We are not officially the Russian army, but we are blatantly, you know, like Russian affiliated troops. Just a bit worried that tractor might explode, but the plough on it is at least a bit of armour. Oh, another vehicle coming in. Right, okay, Panzerfaust time. See if he's going to stop anywhere. Oh, didn't actually, Right, Regiv. Alright, yeah, I'm finally getting over, like, the worst of the cold type thing I had, which has been really annoying recently. You all right, Kevin? Yeah. Like I said, I've had like an annoying cold I've had for a few weeks, but like finally got to the state like the last few days. I just had a really sore throat, so I didn't feel like speaking on video or whatever. But yeah, that I think is finally going a bit now, so I definitely feel better this afternoon than I did like yesterday, for example. I'm just hoping it eventually just fucks off properly. So I was catching up on all the Iran stuff last night and the Artemis launch and all that. But yeah, like I said, it was just one of those annoying things that, you know, it always seems when I'm ill is when there's stuff that's interesting that I want to be doing videos on. But, you know, then, what's Starmer done? Oh, Starmer's, yeah, giving me a biological attack, yeah. I'll give him an infect, I'll pause him so he stops making fun of me. To be honest though, Starmer's done the one thing so far I kind of respect him for. He literally said in a quote that, you know, like, despite what Trump says, I'm not going to send British kids to die in Iran. I was like, okay, that's the one thing you've said that I kind of agree with out of all the times you've been wrong about everything else. Because like I said, it's not like I like the Iranian regime at all, but I kind of think that, you know, if you were going to try and do regime change there, it should have probably been a bit better planned out than how it's gone. Right, so this is Jay Straper, this is Jastrapper, this is Call to Arms. So if you've ever played the Men of War games, or Gates of Hell Ostfront, it's kind of like one of those in that series, but it's the least liked one, even though I kind of really like the fact you can go first person in it. Where in most of the other games of this type, you can only do third person. So for example, like this guy, I can go first person on him and, you know, aim properly in first person. Although, again, the first-person mechanics aren't great in it. It's one of those things where, you know, that's again what people are complaining about, that, you know, it's got first-person, but because the first-person's not great, some of the people are saying, then why have it? But in general, I just think it gives you a bit more control than being third-person only. And I also kind of like the fact that this is a modern-day one, not World War II, because just, again, there's so many World War II games that, you know, after a while... you know, you just kind of sort of think, oh, isn't there anything else? Right. My Kraut soldiers have done a good job clearing out that village over there. Let's send these guys on the very western flank of the village. Yeah, if you like sort of fairly in-depth RTS games, because this is one of those games where you don't get loads and loads of troops, but, you know, like, you have to control the troops quite well, so it's more of a tactical, you know, more at a tactical level rather than a full-on strategy level in this. He's got a G3. Let's get the guy that's hiding behind here somewhere. Yeah, again, it's that weird thing, isn't it, Kevin? Like, again, like, I've noticed this a lot with the Russia-Ukraine war. That, sort of, when you notice, like, the date of birth and then date of death for some of the things, you think, wow, those kids were, like, born 10 years after I was born or whatever and already been killed. Like, it is quite sad. But, yeah, like, the problem is, like, with this, is I think if it goes on too long, Trump might get caught in a kind of, what do you call it, like, escalation circle, whatever the word is for it. Where, you know, like, he feels he has to keep going because he's, like, trapped in the war. And then you're going to probably get a load of Americans killed for that reason. That they end up being put in situations that aren't very well thought out because, oh, maybe it will end the war. It's a bit like this Karg Island stuff they keep going on about. What's the point in taking Karg Island? Because they could either blow up Iran's oil infrastructure on the island, but if they take it, Iran can just cut off the oil supply anyway. So I don't see how it's really going to do anything to, you know, like, actually force Iran's hand. But it would put any soldiers that they put on the island into, what would you call it? Like a, sort of, kind of like fish in a barrel situation where they're going to be in range of Shaheeds and everything else. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, Jasper? But again, it's I don't know why. It's just for some whatever reason, you know, it's with a lot of the stuff recently. I've just sort of thought of it more than, you know, I would have done regarding Iraq and Afghanistan. I suppose it's because Iraq and Afghanistan were going on when I was sort of a kid, if you like, or like an early teen. Yeah, again, like I said, I have no love for the Iranian regime because, again, yeah. They've had our, like, soldiers killed and, like, you know, terrorism done against our country and loads of allied countries for years. So it's not like I said, I have any sympathy for Iran. But I do have a lot of sympathy for the Iranian people because they're also stuck in this horrible dictatorship. It's just my kind of worry with this sort of Iran stuff at the moment is if they've not really got a winning strategy, if that makes sense. Like, they thought Iran would fold really quickly and now they're kind of stuck. Yeah, like I said, I really do not like the Iranian regime. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, because again, I used to work with quite a lot of people that were essentially dissidents that had to flee Iran because, you know, they'd be killed or their family would be killed because they didn't agree with the Islamic Republic. So, you know, like I said, I have no sympathy for Iran at all. But like I said, it's just one of those things that I really hope that they've got a plan, you know, for what they're going to do. Because if it just ends up as another destabilised shithole, it's probably not going to help anyone, is it? But like I said, I'm not a fan of Iran. Like I said, I'm glad the Ayatollah's dead and all, like, a lot of his top people. It's just, I'm hoping that something good comes out of this, rather than it just being a war that goes on for, like, years of airstrikes and whatever else. Right, what was the objective I was meant to be doing? So, capture and evacuate the enemy communications officer. Where's he? I hope this isn't a mission where I had to somehow take somebody alive and now I failed it because I've killed them. Oh, this is probably a communications building, isn't it? Because it's got a radar mast on it. So, is there a guy in there? Oh, okay, he's not going to attack me. Right. Because the thing is with Iran as well, is Iran is probably one of the biggest killers of other Muslims as well. This is the thing. It's not even just necessarily... Oh, so that's Street Fighter 2, Rajiv. But yeah, like I said, because this is the thing as well, is like, where Iran exports terrorism everywhere, again, it's like lots of their fellow Muslims, you know, I guess in inverted commas, because again, it's, I suppose, because I know they're Shia and lots of Muslim countries are Sunni or Safi or whatever it was. But yeah, it's just, but again, it's one of those things, like I said, where I've got no love for Iran, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that's going to simp for Iran. It's just, I really hope that they've got a good plan for how they're going to actually, you know, properly topple the regime. Because I'm worried that if they do a lot of damage to the regime, but they don't wipe the regime out, that regime is then going to, as a result, yeah, exactly. But like I said, I'm worried that, like, you know, if the current Ayatollah's a cripple now, whose, like, dad's dead and a load of his family's dead, he might be even more hell-bent on arming various groups and whatever. So, I'm more of Israel's point of view than America's with this, that, like, the regime really does have to go. But it's just a case of, you know, I hope they do it properly. Right, okay. So I want to move those troops forwards. I assume that capture the guy thing's just been done now. I don't have to walk the NPC somewhere. Capture bridge and prayer defensive position. Yeah, again, Sherlock, that's, like I said, that's part of the problem that, like I'm saying, is that, like I said, I have no love for the regime. Yeah, exactly. That's my point, is just, what I'm saying with J-Strapper is that you've got, if you're gonna overthrow a horrible regime, you at least hope, you know, I'm hoping for the Iranian people as well, they get something good out of it, because those people have been, you know, like, beaten, put in prison, executed for the women showing a bit of hair and whatever else. But again, it's like with Afghanistan. At the end of the Afghanistan stuff, it was just a case of everyone pulled out and the Taliban came back. That's I suppose that's what my worry is. We could talk about something a bit more fun if you guys want than real life wars and things. Like I said, I did watch the moon launch thing, Artemis 2, last night, which is pretty good. Again, I hope that all goes successfully. I know they're not landing on the moon, are they, with this one? But it's the closest we've come to a moon mission in over, like, since 72, is it? The last one? I don't actually know, 72 maybe. That wasn't bulletproof blasted. So there's some soldiers further back. Let's move those forwards. Let's see what Keir Starlin's done, shall we? Apparently, yes. Apparently, this is one where they're going to do a load of things to check the rocket and all the capsule and that work properly. Then the next time they do a mission, I think it's a landing moon mission. But yeah, like I said, at least like space exploration is one of those things. If any country's doing it, I think it's great. It's not, you know, like with some of the. I know again it can be used to work on your missile tech because it was von Braun who did most of the stuff for the US in the Cold War. But yeah, because again, with like obviously you had all the US capsules and everything first, didn't you? Again, like Gemini and all that. Yeah, and I'm not actually a massive expert on the space stuff. Like I find it pretty interesting, but I'm not one of those people that's like a really big space nerd. Like some of my friends are. I'm like one of those people like, oh, it's really cool, but you know, I don't know too much. You know, all the technicalities and that. Right, so I've not played DayZ properly. I've played Arma 2, which DayZ is a mod of. But I've never really played proper DayZ because I struggled to get the mod working when it was a mod, and then I never bothered buying the full standalone game. Yep, just gotta come around the side. Yep. But yeah, like I said, the moon stuff's pretty interesting, but because obviously the Soviets had Gagarin up first, didn't they? And Sputnik and everything, like the satellite, but then obviously the US, when it threw all its money behind their space program, got to the moon first. And also because the Soviets had like one of their main rockets blow up, didn't they, on the launch pad? So like the Soviets essentially were doing really good to start with, and then I think because they tried to rush, you know, or do it as cheaply as possible for some of it, they just fucked everything up. It wouldn't surprise me if China tries to do a moon mission soon. Especially if the US gets this one done successfully. I think China would want to show off and do it themselves. Alright, so I'm now having to defend the eastern bank of the river, am I? Okay. Oh, I can actually call units in though now. Alright, is that a machine gun I can mount there? Like a cord or something? Is that a cord? Yeah, cord. Yeah, but again, I'm glad that, like, obviously the rockets and that they were showing off with were ones that didn't end up being used on cities or whatever. So yeah, that was the good thing of the space race, is it wasn't, you know, although they were doing it to like co-develop missile tech at the same time. Oh, Fallschirmjäger. You know, it was a case of, oh, they actually drop in, do they? Oh, luckily they didn't drown. Oh, it's a very shallow river. Okay. Oh, are these ones I can't control? They're like... Oh, no, I can. It's just... It took a while to give me control of them. Let's airdrop supplies there for that side. Let's put a Milan right there. Get more Fallschirmjäger up ready. It's that a two-man thing in Milan, isn't it? Yep. Put those on that side. Yeah, so what else is in the news that's okay, yeah. So I don't know too much about Gagarin other than that he died in like a MiG crash or something, didn't he? And I know one of the other cosmonauts took his place on one of the things that then killed that cosmonaut. So Gagarin would have died in that, essentially, had he gone on that mission, and then he later died in like doing a test flight or whatever it was of some sort of MiG or Sukhoi or whatever. Fewer UK adults posting on social media off confines. Yeah, well, I'd agree with that. I don't use Facebook or anything now. The only real social media I have is anything related to the YouTube. So, yeah, I'm of that opinion that don't use social media. It's quite toxic. Again, it's all right for maybe like keeping in touch with family members, but I mostly use WhatsApp for that though. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, like I said, I don't know too much about Gagarin other than the fact, like I said, that he died in a crash, and you know, it's one of those sort of things that's a shame because, like I said, with cosmonauts and astronauts and that, I think it's, like I said, it's a lot nicer than when it's the missiles and the rockets being used directly as a war thing, because it's, you know, kind of scientific exploration. It was just a race to try and get the, you know, like kudos to saying, oh, we did it first. Right, okay. Hold the bridge until the Panzer Division arrives. Okie dokie. Right, what sort of vehicles are they sending in? Oh, mostly technicals, good. With this, unless you, I think you can set up like a skirmish mode and play those online, but this is kind of like, there's a load of missions for Germany, there's a load of missions for, oh, that shit, they can cross down there as well, okay. Let's drop some Fallschirmjäger further back and set up a Milan here or whatever. So, like, the German campaign is, you know, like 5 or 6 missions just as Germany, and like I said, and then you've got, you know, there was like a different one for Russia. They're all kind of like their own mini storylines. I think a couple of the campaigns kind of have slightly linked storylines, as in, you know, like various sides of fighting, you know, on the war. So, like in the Russian campaign, you're fighting the Germans in a load of missions because this, again, I don't know what the exact plot was meant to be of it, but this German campaign is very much fighting, you know, like a Donetsk People's Republic or a Russian proxy kind of group. Whereas the Russian one is like you're doing like the little green men invasion of like Western territory. Drop some Fallschirmjäger there. And just hold that little bit there. one of the more interesting campaigns in this is one where you play as kind of terrorists, but I don't know if they're actually meant to be terrorists in like some sort of Middle Eastern country. You know, where like you first have to fight some missions to take out like the government forces kind of thing. But I think in the US campaign you're then playing where that group's then like, you know, gone across the border. Ah, cool. Right, let's see. So as the Germans, we've got a Milan there. So I think they mounted Milans, didn't they, on the Warriors and things like that. But Milan ATGM. You get, like, as the Russians, you get, like, the basic RPG 7s and, like, Conkers, or whatever they are. Like, the heavy, you know, like, tube launch ones. But with Germany, it's just Milans. I assume it's the TOWs you get as America, like I-TOWs or regular TOWs. I don't know if there's a way I can quickly... I don't know if there's like a way I can easily find out like every unit in the game and what it gets, because even when you're like playing, say, as Russia, later on in the campaign you get better gear. So like early in the campaign you don't get like RPG 29s, for example, you just get the RPG 7s. And then later on you get the RPG 29s and some of like the better like tube launch stuff. So that is an AT-14 Spriggan, that captured one, and that is a Cornet. Yeah, so that's like one of the higher tier Russian things. Okay, well, so, like I said, Kevin, I'll probably get that when the full thing's out, but that's one of those things I don't think I want to play too much of the demo. I'd rather just start playing more of it when the actual game comes out itself. I don't know if there's stuff like javelins and that in this, Jay, but that you get, like I said, you get like the heavier, like mounted launchers and like the regular infantry ones. Yeah, you get the AT-4 in this, definitely, as America. I think there are laws in it as well. I'm not sure if it's the M72 law or one of the later ones. I don't know if you get the Carl Gustav like M84 or whichever one it is, where you open the back up, the recoilless rifle one, but you do get, like I said, the standard AT-4 disposable launchers in some of the US missions. Alright, look, there's something we can aim at with this Spriggan. Right, where is it? Oh, I've got a thermal. Is that it there? See if the Milan might be in a better position to... I think they're just underneath the... Oh, they... Oh, you can probably get the engine up. I'll probably bail out in a minute if that's on fire. And I've got, what's it, the Strela 2 behind me, but I probably have to be careful about mentioning that on YouTube because they don't like anything like that on the live streams there. I think my Diak 84, well, the empty 84 tube's over there somewhere as well. What is good in this is everything does seem to have the real names, because a lot of games, because of either copyright or where they don't want to give stuff the real names, has like made up names, but in this everything has the genuine actual stuff. So like the Germans as well, the launch, you can get the Panzerfaust free or whatever it is for them, where I picked those up earlier. If any of them are left, I might have fired them all off. I think they've fired them all. Let's airdrop some more ammunition. Yeah, again, it's amazing now, isn't it, with indie games, how many games that are just like one or two people making them that end up being way more playable than a lot of the AAA stuff. Just drop some Fallschirmjäger behind the hill and then put them up on this bit of wall. Sadly, there's no British stuff in this, though. As like I said, there's the British Armed Forces expansion that's I quite like for Arma 2. But there's, like I said, this only has, like, the Germans and the Americans as, like, the Western guys in it. Yeah, but again, like I said, I think with the thing is with indie games, is although people still want to make money from them, they're primarily people that are making a game because they want to make a game. And they want to have fun. Whereas obviously studios now are just so what's that? BTR 82A. Oh shit, that's actually a decent BTR. It's got that weird two-part door there where I've seen a picture of a crispy Russian who didn't manage to get out one where the door jammed. Ah, cool. Yeah. So, like I said, I've got an AT4 tube that was just like, you know, where essentially they're sold as DX, even though they haven't really done much other than weld a thing in them to get to stop them working. You know, once they first once they've been fired, haven't they? Because they're essentially a single-use tube anyway. But I think one of my friends has an M72 Law somewhere. But yeah, like I said, then I've got the Strela, but annoyingly the Strela's got all of like the trigger group removed from it where it was deact. Right, that seems to be going alright. Oh, is that the one that's being made by the Hitman devs? Like, yeah, I thought that looked interesting, yeah, just because of the fact it's the Hitman devs, so otherwise I wouldn't have had any interest in it. But because it's the Hitman devs, I kind of feel like they might do an alright job. Is that deployed, or do I have to do this to get to deploy it? There we go. It's probably burnt out, but oh well. Make sure. I hope there'll be a Clob in it, so yeah, well, the VZ Scorpion. But yeah, Clob in GoldenEye originally, wasn't it? Thought there was something else moving in the distance. Oh, there it is. Can't see him very well there, but let's just see if I can... there's something in the way. Oh, wasn't it in the remake? That's annoying. Again, I've never played the remake. And I never had a Nintendo 64, so although I've played GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, I've not played them in years. Right, that's getting overrun, that position now, because... What have they got there? Oh, BTR Terminator. Okay, can I get an angle on that here? Can do in just a second if these guys survive long enough. Oh, what? Did that get shot out the air now? And that's out of Conker's rounds. Oh, so that's a Matador. Let's shoot the Matador at it, but it's probably too far away for me to land a hit. I think that's too far away. Right. Oh, we could make use of the artillery, couldn't we, with the mortars? Yeah, Bond not being race or gender swapped. Yeah, that's something that surprises me with modern shit. Seeing as how obsessed they are with modern stuff with Right, I think the artillery worked. I have no idea. I've barely been paying attention to it because I didn't find No Time to Die or whatever the last one was called very good at all. To be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of any of the Craig films. Skyfall was alright. But again, like Casino Royale, I didn't think they were bad films. I just didn't particularly get into them as much as some of the other Bonds. And like Quantum of Solace, I just find is so hard to watch because of all the horrible shaky jump cuts. It literally gave me a headache. Right, let's land some more guys there and drop them a land there. This looks like they're trying to push this side now. Right, mortar strike there. That BMP is already pushing on. Oh, never mind. I thought that Craig's last movie was No Time to Die. I can't remember though. But like I said, then you also have the weird thing like where after Connery did his films, you had Connery replaced by the Aussie guy. Trying to think of his name. Can't think of his name right now. And then his agent told him James Bond was like a dead franchise, don't bother doing any films. So then they had Connery back for Diamonds Are Forever. And then Connery also did that non-official James Bond film, didn't he, later on? Was it Never Say Never Again? I'm trying to think which one it was. But it's one that you won't get in a James Bond box set because it's not an MGM one. It's like, it's a Bond film, but like, you know, with the rights from Ian Fleming to make it, but it's not like the official Bond series sort of one. I know the guy that again, I'm trying to think of his fucking name and I can't. The one that did the Aussie that did James Bond in just one film. T72B1. Right, let's get the Milan ready. But he, the funny thing was, he got the job because he broke the stuntman's nose apparently. Like, he was meant to, you know, throw a fake punch to a big, scary-looking stuntman. And he, you know, ended up breaking the nose of the stuntman. And they ended up thinking that, you know, that made him, like, quite a convincing actor. George Lazenby, that's it, thank you. Yeah, because David Niven was actually the first one, wasn't he? But he's in the, like, really old not Diamonds Forever, Casino Royale. Yeah, so Sean Connery is like the first proper Bond. I did see that like people were saying that they've got a dark side version of Snape in the latest Harry Potter HBO thing. Again, probably won't bother watching it in all honesty. Don't look over there. I want you shooting at that fucking T-72. Just try and get it in front of its wheel arch to see if I can... Do these supply boxes have ATGMs or anything? ATGMs. Oh, they have got Panzerfaust freeze. Right, let's try and make use of those. Fell a bit short. Oh shit, there's another BTR or whatever it is coming up there. And that fell short. Oh, they killed some of the guys on the Milan. Get on the fucking Milan. There's a scary tank. Why have they turned the Milan around that way? Oh, I see its tripod's been broken. Okay, abandon the Milan then. Oh good, my Panzer division's turned up. Oh, I can't control them. Oh, there's a turret toss. Look. Yeah, very, very realistic Soviet tank. Right, let's see what the next mission is. That's actually quite short for one of the missions in here. Some of the missions in this game last well over an hour. Emperor, I think most people do. I mean, maybe like really woke young people would think James Bond is problematic or whatever. But like I said, I've never met a person in real life that I'd actually talk to that didn't like James Bond to some degree. Again, like I said, some people prefer certain Bond actors to others. But in general, Bond is just fun. It's, you know... Yeah, there's a really good German mission in this game, but I don't know which one it is until I get to it. Where it's kind of like one where you're fighting the Russian proxies in definitely not Sevastopol. Yeah, well, one of my favourite ones is Dalton's License to Kill, even though that's very, very unlike every other Bond film, because it's much more of a Death Wishy kind of revenge film. So we meant to be getting into the airbase. Reach the camp. The captive officer must stay alive. Right, where's the captive officer? Just so I don't send him to his death. Oh, this guy. Okay, I need to be careful then. For some reason they've trusted him to have guns, even though he's an enemy officer. What about a Bollywood James Bond film? Would that work? Did I? Oops! I think I crushed my own man. Oh, we can revive him. He wasn't completely smushed by the tank. Right, where's that vehicle that's apparently up here? You can put Fog of War on, but this game is stupidly hard with Fog of War. Because part of the planning in this is obviously you're meant to really know what enemies have to, you know, move up units. It's a bit like chess, you know, where you can see a chessboard. With Fog of War, you can literally just keep getting sniped by an enemy like ATGM that's just hidden somewhere and you would never know where it is to counter it. Yeah, there are medics and snipers, so again, on some missions you can actually call in troops and decide what you want. On some of the missions like this, you're basically given a pre-select amount of troops. So, most of these guys, I think the guys with the little spanner are combat engineers, so they can repair vehicles, assuming that they're not completely fucked. Is that a machine gun team? Yeah, that guy's got an MG. Oh shit, they've got what's that, a BRDM or something on the right. I better go forwards and actually see if I can spot some of their armour. Oh, it's like there, yeah. Armour piercing, fin discarding, sabo. Right, yeah. That works. Right, I'm going to try and not run over my own men. Yeah, well, the one I always like is how every time apparently Death Wish 3 gets shown on US TV, they sell wieldy magnums. And apparently the really funny thing is the wieldy magnum was literally in the film because Charles Bronson himself owned it. And then was like, you know, oh, I'll just bring my wieldy magnum onto the set and we could use my own gun. So apparently they say Charles Bronson is the only reason their company didn't go out of business. Yeah, I did see somebody whinging recently that Stargate was like, oh, why do they have P90s in Stargate? They look stupid. And P90s are really cool. Isn't the Robocop gun based on the Beretta 93, isn't it? I think, like, underneath all the, like, added on stuff. Again, with machine pistols like that, I'd have no clue how bad the recoil would be. Because, like, I know with things like, again, I can't get out to show you on the stream because YouTube's rules, where I've got that deactivated Polish PM63. That's on purposely got a foregrip and, like, you know, a collapsing stock to make it more controllable. But yeah, I imagine if you have a fully auto pistol that doesn't have, like, a proper stock on it or a proper grip, it would be pretty damn uncontrollable, I'd imagine, especially if it's high fire rate. Because with most of the, like, auto sort of pistols you see or whatever, they're kind of just very small SMGs as opposed to just pistols, where they've added, you know, more things to hold on to on them. So yeah, it's one of those guns that looks really cool, but yeah, Robocop is probably the only one that could shoot it for a reason. Yeah, Mr. Biggins, I'm getting over the worst of my cold now. Yeah, because it's, yeah, like 32 automatic Colt pistol, isn't it? Scorpion. But yeah, like I said, but the Scorpion as well does have like a folding stock on it, collapsing stock, whatever it is, you know, where you slap it up and it comes over. Yeah, you can get like other variants of 5.7, can't you? Like the non-AP stuff that's just like the standard ball rounds for it or whatever. Because I know there's a few companies now that are actually making 5.7 guns in the US, like that weird Caltech one with the top loading clips in it, rather than it having a removable mag. It's got like an inbuilt mag and you have to clip load it like an old C96. And I think there's another company as well, isn't there, doing a 5.7 as well now. I've always really liked the look of the 5.7. Because again, it was the idea, like, it's there to defeat body armour, so it's like we want something that penetrates better than 9mm, but still good mag capacity and whatever else. Yeah, I know, like I said, I've got a Diac one, and like I said, you can't really get a very good sight picture with it, can you? But it's still, you still use it to help control the recoil, because you'd still be leaning into it, you know, and it, like you said, using it as a brace. I still find it weird if you ever see old Thompsons, how the Thompson's sights really don't line up with the stocks at all. Right, I need to be careful if they have dug-in ATGMs, that's why I'm not sending the tank up really quickly. Because as good as tanks are in this, they are very vulnerable to ATGMs. And I assume homebrew ones are the ones where, you know, it's fine because somebody's reloaded it themselves, as opposed to being factory bought, whatever. Oh, okay. Do these guys have anti-tank weapons? This guy does. The guy I'm specifically meant to be keeping alive has a Matador. Great. Oh, shit. Where did that fucking BRDM go, whatever it was? I'm going to retreat this guy back, just because, like I said, I fail the mission if he dies, apparently. I thought I had some other guys with ATGMs of some sort. Oh, well, that guy, a couple of these guys have Panzerfaust 3s. Right, let's move them up. So yeah, this guy I can engage vehicles with, I just need to know where that vehicle is. Right, it's there. Okay. Try and move these guys up in a minute. And then get a shot on that guy. I think they're proper Russian infantry now, rather than the, yeah, they are proper Russian soldiers, so they're no longer the fake little green men, they're the actual green men. Alright, Mike. Yeah, is that like Bubba's Pissin' Hot Rounds, or whatever the joke name is for him, where you have to be careful you don't frag your gun, because Bubba loaded the entire, like, cartridge up with nothing but powder? I'm just getting over the end of a cold, Mike, because I've had a cold for a couple of weeks, but the last few days it's just given me a really sore throat. Like, my sense of taste's come back. I just didn't feel like talking on video, you know, because I was getting, just like a sore throat. I think the devs that made this are actually Ukrainians as well. Because I think they specifically made a point about that when their latest game came out, saying, like, please don't not buy our game thinking we're Russian, we're actually Ukrainian or something. But again, it's like with a lot of people, there were lots of Ukrainians that had nothing against Russians until recently, and then obviously Putin fucked everything up because, oh, let's have a brother war for no reason. Ah, that's annoying, Mike. Yeah, my sinuses were really bad to start with this cold. Like, you know, I felt I had a lot of pressure out there in my face and around my ears. Then that went and it was just more like a conventional cold. Now it's mostly just a sore throat, but I can at least taste stuff again. But this is one of those really annoying colds where it's just, I've just had it for ages, you know, where it's, I did remember to take some multivitamins this morning, and I need to, yeah, again, as well, like with black powder guns, isn't it? When people, for whatever reason, decide to put smokeless powder inside a black powder gun. Because even with, like, smokeless rounds, there's different styles of pressure, isn't there? In terms of, you know, like, cordite and early smokeless guns are going to be nowhere near as sort of higher pressure, able to deal with higher pressure as, like, later guns. Yeah, because that's, again, like with the plus P thing, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you have to make sure that the gun you have is compatible with that sort of thing. Because, like, yeah, old 9mm guns are not going to be built for anywhere near the velocity of more modern ones. I wonder if it will actually be a decent game, or if it will be just an absolutely shit tier game. Because I have the Russian drone simulator thing, and the Ukrainians have brought out a drone simulator now, which is meant to be better. But again, I haven't tried the Ukrainian one yet. And I think somebody was saying the other day, it might have been Kevin, I can't remember, that also the primers you have affect, like, the burn speed, don't they, of the powder. So certain primers are good or bad with certain cartridges, because... Ooh, he's got a bloop tube. There we go. Right, where's that fucking... I can hear it. Oh, there's its brake light. Right. I need to be careful that I don't get whacked by guys inside the warehouse as I go past that. Right. Right, can I see from here that giant armoured BDRM or whatever it is? Yeah, what it does annoy me with so many things, Rajiv, where, like, the developers are really close to actually finishing the game, and then the publisher... Was that a tiger? Oh, that's the one I was actually looking for. BDRM2, whatever it is. Right. There we go. That guy's job with his little launcher has gone successfully. Let's bring up more of the troops. Oh, interesting. I didn't actually know that, because with some cartridges, it's more like people just doing, like, the metric and imperial names, isn't it? But I didn't actually know that. Is that the same with 308 and, like, 762? That, although it's the same bullet, 308 is, like, in general, a lower power sort of version of the cartridge. That guy can go there and not die. Alright, let's bring the leopard up this side. Because this side, I think, has less dug-in troops. I reckon they do... Oh, yeah, they do. What's that, a tiger there? Yeah, did you know Russia has tigers? Well, not anymore, they don't, but... There's a guy in there. I don't want to move the tank up too close in case he just has like a launcher on his shoulder. Oh, so commercial 308 is actually higher pressure than NATO 762, but 223 it's the other way around. Yeah, that's not confusing at all, is it? Yeah, so you obviously have to... Because I know, like, for example, the Swiss rounds, in the Schmidt-Rubin I've got, the old black powder one, in theory, because it's the same size bullet, you can shoot out of them 7.5 by 55 Swiss. And that is a problem, because obviously the oldest Rubens, like I've got, are not built for that pressure. Like, some people say you can do it, you know, and then it's like every time you shoot around, you're risking your gun breaking apart. I think the Swiss actually said in emergency manuals that, you know, in an emergency, in the case of invasion, yes, if you had the shittest old rifle, you can put the modern rounds through it. Just don't expect the rifling in the barrel to last very long. But, yeah, in general, yeah, if you did it the other way around, you just gunk your gun up a bit quickly. But if you did it the way around like I've got mine, yeah, you'd blow up your barrel. I suppose that makes sense, yeah, because I know that's a weird thing as well, isn't it, with the French, that when the French adopted 5.56, it wasn't the proper NATO one, it was like a really anemic version of it, because apparently the FAMAS wasn't built to handle the pressure of actual 5.56 rounds. So, like, French ammo was just like dog shit low velocity ammo or something. If that's true, anyway. But yeah, like I said, with, I know with, like I said, with the Rubin I've got, that, yeah, in theory, you can put modern Swiss rounds in it. It's just not a very good idea to do it. It says there's a vehicle over there somewhere. Oh yeah, what's that? BMP-1. Little trundling BMP. I like this Rebel paint scheme they've got. Alright, let's move these guys into cover before the BMP turns up. Just going that way. And these guys got launchers on them. Shit, no, I don't think they do. Okay, right, let's get the Leopard over quick. Oh, the BMP's just rolled past. Okay, alright, let's shoot him in the arse with the Leopard. Now, what I do need to be careful of is where's that communications officer here? Because again, like, if that guy gets killed, apparently it's mission failed. So I do need to be careful that although I move him up, he's not too far forwards, too far back. Let's just finish it off to be safe. Alright, interesting, yeah, because I know, with, like I said, saying that was supposedly, wasn't it, like the issue people had with M4s at one point, was that the cartridge wasn't really right for the barrel length and twist rate, or whatever it was, and then eventually they did bring out a better round for M4s. It's annoying, like with this, it's got the proper sight on the top of the G36, but when you go to first person, they've obviously not modelled enough sight, so you just get a, generic, like, holographic sight. Oh shit, there's another vehicle all the way over there. Right, oh shit, have they knocked my Leopard out from hitting it in the back? Oh yeah, they've damaged its engine. Okay, right, we need to get that on repair. Ah, shit. This isn't good. Right, we've lost the leopard from that getting killed by... Oh, for fuck's sake, it's a T-72B1 as well. Right, this guy has a launcher, right. Need to get a really good hit on this because I don't have that many men with small arms launchers. Fuck, did that miss completely? Right, okay, now let's hit that bit of the engine. Right, there we go. Okay, I'm hoping that they've nearly run out of armoured vehicles, seeing as I don't have that many anti-tank weapons left. Yeah, Frozen D's, I've still got a bit of a sore throat. I won't be on too much longer. What time's it got to now? It's coming up to 6, so I'll probably finish this mission off and then go off after that. But yeah, like I said, it's just that annoying thing at the moment where, like I said, I'm mostly getting over a cold, but, you know, I'm still having, you know, days where I feel a bit lethargic because of it and, you know, like a sore throat and that. And on some days when I've got, like, a cold and whatever playing up, you know, I don't like looking at screens like computer screens because I find that gives me bad headaches if I'm, you know, already feeling a bit under the weather. So those are the sort of days where I just listen to podcasts and don't do much. Yeah, let's start crawling these guys forwards. To be fair, I've probably killed some guys that had RPGs on them that I can take, so I'll need to check that. Oh, the gas pipes explode. Right, so we just need to link up with the main base. We've got past the main blocks of resistance. It's just mopping up the last couple of guys. This is the guy that's not allowed to, Yeah, like I said, the annoying thing with me is I normally am quite good at buying vitamins and supplements. I'm just really bad at remembering to take them. Like, I'm good at remembering to take, you know, like, prescription medications. I have, like, ulcerative colitis and stuff like that. But I'm just really, really bad sometimes that probably need to just put them in a different place in the house. You know, so I actually remember to take the multivitamins and things. Because often I'll buy a tub of them and then, like, go days without remembering that I'm meant to be taking them. Because, like, iron tablets help me a lot as well. Because the problem with ulcerative colitis is you become anemic because you're losing, you know, when it's flaring up, you're losing blood a lot. That makes you quite fatigued. So, yeah, I think with me it's just more of a case of remembering to consistently take, you know, the supplements. Whereas I normally do the thing where I'll remember for a few days in a row, then forget for a while. Then, you know, rinse and repeat. Like, when I'm ill, I'll remember, oh, I probably should have some supplements. And then, as soon as, you know, I'm feeling a bit better again, I forget. Right, let's send all my guys into the base then, because I imagine we might have to defend the base once we get to the base, because in most of the missions in the game like this, normally it's multi-stage, you know, objectives. Yeah, prepare to defend the camp. How could I have guessed? Well, I have played this game ages ago, but... Right, where's the captured officer that must stay alive? Because, there he is. I want to put him somewhere where he's at least amount of threat. Right, maybe inside this tent here. Right, okay. Can I call anything in on this mission, or have I only got what's in the base at the moment? I have got a Puma there, though, at least. Oh, we do have reinforcements, okay. Right, so we've got... Is that another Puma, or is that a Marder? Marder. Very nice. Marder has an ATGM on it, doesn't it? That's just a Milan on it, but yeah. Okay, and did that ammo work, Kevin, or was that like the one that was the anemic round for that M4, or whatever? But, yeah, like I said, that's one of the things, I suppose, because I'm not in the US, where I'd, you know, be shooting enough guns to be interested. But yeah, twist rate is like one of those things I don't really get. I assume it's to do with, like, rifling, isn't it? But it's one of those things where I wouldn't really know how a twist rate would affect accuracy and whatever else. But I certainly know, even just from air guns and that, certain guns just don't like certain pellets and whatever else. So I imagine you do have a similar thing to an even bigger extent when you're shooting powder rounds. Right, let's put those guys up in the guard tower, even though they'll be an easy target. Has that dingo not got anybody in it? Why isn't anybody in that dingo? Right, let's leave that one there. Okay, let's put... Because if that's got a mounted machine gun on, I want that dingo in action. Because I know China's had an issue recently, haven't they, of like loads of really low quality keyholing ammunition that even was a problem when they were trying to show it off in like propaganda videos. So again, I assume that's something they're going to have to figure out, because it's probably a case of they had something that was fine for the Norinco Type 96 or whatever it's called, the bullpup they've got, but now they're switching to an AR style rifle. It's probably one that just doesn't get on with a rifle. Okay, so yeah, the higher the twist rate, I guess, then, as you're saying it, the more times the round spins using the rifling before it exits the barrel. Therefore, in theory, more stable in flight, I'd guess. But I suppose there's a diminishing returns with friction as well on that. Maybe. Oh, it's an automatic grenade. That's literally exactly what happened to the Tigers when they sent them into one of the Ukrainian places. Again, not sure which city it was. It might have been Kharkiv, I think, where all the Tigers got ambushed on the main road. Because again, the Russians weren't expecting resistance, and then every wall had a National Guard guy with an RPG behind it. Oh shit, BDRMs. Oh, and a BTR. Right, reverse up, reverse up. Oh, okay. You can actually fly the helicopters in it. Right, let me just do a quick save, because you don't get to use the helicopters in many missions, and I'm interested in actually trying to use one. So I think it's something like Q, yeah, to make it go up. Obviously, I imagine the higher I go up, the more things will see me and then turn me into a bullet magnet. Oh, never mind. It's fucked. It's fucking fucked, mate, big time. Oh wow, easy come, easy go. I only have to hold them off for 7 minutes, so maybe I can manage it. Take out the 2 sniper spots. Right, where are the sniper spots then? Oh shit, there's a T-72B. The game is Call to Arms, so if you've ever played the Men of War games, this, I'm pretty sure, is made by the developer of Men of War. The expansion for this, that's called Call to Arms Gates of Hell Ostfront, is more popular than this. Alright, we've got a 130mm Spike LR, for the person asking about ATGMs at the moment. So that's the first thing I've seen with a Spike in it. I suppose it's a higher tier German vehicle. Milans are probably the lower tier ones. Right, this guy's got on the land. Well, at the moment, they're just... Like I said, I completed this game ages ago, but I was just replaying some of it. Some of the days where I didn't feel like doing YouTube, but it still felt like using the PC I was playing this. Because although this is a combat game, you can play the missions quite slowly. There aren't like many missions which are like timed or whatever, you know, and most of the time it's like Men of War. It's just you know, trying to be cautious and play So the reason I like this one, even though a lot of people don't like this one, is because it's got actual first person in it, even if it's a bit of a clunky first person mechanic. That is MP7 though. So it's one of those games where, like I said, I kind of like this one more because you can take direct control of the soldiers more and actually feel like you're doing something. Right, let's see if that... Oh shit, are they, oh, they damage that. Right, does this guy... Scratch from Russian sniper, okay. Alright, there is one... Oh no, there was a few in there, okay. I'm going to get him, and then see if I can figure out... Right, they've got a vehicle all the way back there where I won't really be able to hit it. It's not really scaremongering, but it's because it was, from what I understand, bacterial meningitis, which can be very infectious, and it's a very scary thing if you get it. And it's one of those things where apparently a lot of people weren't given a vaccine for it, because they probably didn't think there was much risk of it. It definitely has drop with, like, armoured projectiles, like, say, the RPGs and things. I'm not sure so much with, like, the machine guns. I think it probably does. But you notice the drop a lot when you're shooting, like, you know, a rocket or whatever, because some of those drop quite quickly past 100 meters. Okay, oh, there's the one. Right. Oh, I'm out of Milans on this shit. Oh, hello. They have tigers. They had tiger. Oh, we're knocked out. Okay, get the guys back. Scratch that, Marder. Oh. Oh, that's definitely that taken out. Do I have anybody that's got medical skills to heal the wounded guy before he dies? No. Oh, one guy does that, okay. Get him there. Right, that's that. Oh shit, what's that, a BMP? Oh, a BMP2 as well, so as an autocannon, making it a lot scarier than the BMP1. Right, that guy, he's... Oh no, that's an allied guy. This guy's got a launcher, okay. Where is the fucker? He's over there. Really need to try and move up on that BMP just because that is going to really fuck up my guns if it can autocannon for too long. Please hit. Oh, I think we hit it. Alright, there we go. That's BMP's out of service. More Russians. And these are the actual Russians, not the little green men, because they're in their little Ratnik uniforms. Again, because this game was made before the special military operation, the Russians in this are like what the Russians had at the start of the war, not modern Russia with whatever fucking like shit they can get off of North Korea and Iran. Because again, see, they've got like the tigers and all the stuff like that, so it's very much, you know, like the Victory Day parade Russian army in this game, not the one that ended up in reality getting mauled in Ukraine. Where's the... I really need some more rockets. Shit, yeah, that guy's coming over. Pull these guys back. Oh shit, they're all getting wiped out there. Right. Can I land a hit from over here? That's them bailing out that. There's still a BDRM or whatever it is in the back. Oh, he's moving up, I think. Oh, another guy got him. Good. So this is still 3 vehicles, because the big triangles on the map of vehicles. Oh, 4 vehicles now. I only have to survive another 15 or so seconds. So that's another BDRM back there. That's just a Tiger, so that's not as dangerous. Yeah, because you can just shoot the driver with the Tiger, or driver the gunner. Right, okay. So I have to evacuate the camp. Okay, let's get the guy I have to keep alive out first, wherever he is. There. Okay. Then just start sending everyone else. Yeah, there we go, mission complete. I'll tell you what, I'll do one more mission. Well, I think my voice will hold out for one more, so it's 6:15 now, I'll do one more. Oh, I think this is the mission I like, Block by Block. I think this is the one that's where you're meant to be going into a Sevastopol type place and fighting little green men. Yeah. These troops are not wearing any insignia, and the Russian government still claims they have no role in the conflict. So, yeah, this is very much, you know... Like I said, I can understand now when replaying that this is made by Ukrainians. What was the scope on the thing? I missed the missed which scope it was, because I was like I said, because you get a lot of different troops in this. But you all right, Khaled? Right. Okay. So yeah, this one I think is very much meant to be kind of a Sevastopol type place, where eviction notice for the concerned citizens, or whatever was one of the terms the Russians used. I haven't got control over most of the units yet. I've got control over those guys. That's good. Yeah, well, same thing in real life. The NKVD would shoot you if you retreated in the Soviet army. Oh, but that guy has a flag on his arm, look. Just move up half of them. Don't really want them to be too close to a car in case it explodes. Alright, Demon King, so that's your new name, Demon King Ganondorf, rather than Radioactive Pripyat. Okay. Right, so let's move up on the far side. That way it's harder for my guys to get shot in the side if I move up on the far flank first. I don't think the one man gets a rifle, one gets the bullets was ever real. But there was certainly a no step back order, and lots of guys were very poorly equipped because of the state the Red Army was in, with how far the Germans advanced into Russia and everything. So yeah, it's like some of the stuff is made up about the Soviets like that, but a lot of it was real. That, you know, because the thing is that a lot of people don't realise is that the Soviets were basically completely reliant on Lend-Lease for a lot of the war. Because Britain supplied them with like Valentines and things like that early on, and then America supplied them with shitloads of food and fuel and trucks and, you know, just clothing and everything. Because the thing is with like, the funny thing is, in say Russia, for a long time, the name for truck was Studebaker, because Studebaker was the main trucks America sent them. So that just became the word for truck, because that was like, if you saw a truck at that point in time, it would have been a Studebaker. So it's just like one of those funny things where the people who aren't complete vatniks in Russia and bits like the former Soviet Union are like, yeah, it was completely down to lots of Western like equipment being sent to us that kept us from getting overwhelmed at that point in the war. That's correct, because funny thing, Sherlock, there was a video when Prigozhin was still alive where Wagner went into like a big Ukrainian underground weapons depot, and there were shitloads of Thompsons and loads of cool World War II stuff in there. It would have been worth a fortune, because obviously it was stuff that the Soviets just mothballed after the war and stuck in like a mine or whatever it was. Yeah, border troops, or barrier troops is the name for them, yeah, and Russia still does it today. That's the thing, is apparently, you know, they shoot you if you try and go backwards. You know, the Ukrainians kill you if you go forwards. And that's why those videos are like Russian soldiers trying to surrender in no man's land, and then the Russians artillery them. Because, you know, how dare you surrender? Like I said, like with Iran, I am really not a fan of Putin. Doesn't mean I hate Russians in general, but again, I would definitely like to see Putin swinging from a lamppost and some of his top cronies. Then maybe Russia can reset and actually be a decent country. But yeah, like I said, I don't have anything against regular Russian people, just like with Iran, but the government is definitely a fucking shithole, you know, corrupt, you know, thing that just fucking brings misery to everybody near them. Right, oh yeah, Left 4 Dead, like good old Left 4 Dead 1, yeah. I didn't know there was like an arcade version of that, but that's cool. Yeah, back when Valve still made games, I suppose they did make Half-Life Alyx, didn't they, at one point, but yeah, Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 was two of the last games they actually made, as far as I remember, and ported to. Because that was like after Team Fortress 2, wasn't it, had come out. Right, I assume here the Allied troops won't advance on their side of the river until I've wiped out the Russian defenders on this side. Ah, that's interesting. Like I said, M1 carbines I absolutely love. I've got a Diak one, and I've got the German rip-off of the M1 carbine in 22LR. I can't remember the name of that without looking, but it was one that, because apparently, because I thought to start with it was just a German civvy, you know, like rip-off the M1 carbine, but why it was actually interesting was the West German army, because they had M1 carbines, but they didn't have enough surplus 30 carbine ammo for training the soldiers, literally made a 22LR version of the M1 carbine to train soldiers on it before they'd be given the real thing in like the 50s or whenever it was. But it still amazes me how lightweight the M1 is for a World War II gun, especially because it's got wood furniture on it. Because you know, there's some modern rifles with polymer and everything on that still weigh more than the M1. And I know the M1, like lots of World War II guns, had like magazine reliability issues and whatever else, but it's still a really cool gun. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that. And again, that's an ammo that's probably a lot more affordable now, isn't it, in a lot of countries? But, yeah, I just really like carbines, because it's just, you know, a mass-produced gun that did its job. And again, the Garand was, like, the main service rifle, but the carbine was a very, like, neat little handy thing. Yeah, like I said, sadly, Caleb, though, it's the thing, isn't it, is lots of governments, like, murdering people and oppressing people and whatever else. You know, lots of them to different degrees, more so than others, but yeah, sadly, that's just the world we live in. You know, and again, there was more stuff recently about, I saw, and I haven't looked into it enough yet to, you know, verify all of it, but I might do a video on it, but about, the government putting even more restrictions on things where, you know, they're allowed to censor stuff without the court even approving it. You know, that they could just randomly say, this website is saying anti-government propaganda, even if it's completely true, so therefore we are going to, you know, ban the website. And apparently they don't even need courts to approve it. Yeah, sounds like a good price. Like I said, sadly being in the UK now, good luck ever getting something like an M1 carbine that shoots. Oh, I suppose you can't even get one that shoots because, like I said, because it's semi-auto and it's above 22 LR, so therefore it's on the verboten list. The thing I've got I really like, and again, sadly it's deactivated, but Forgotten Weapons has done a video on it, is the Beretta BM59. I've got against that wall over there, but again, sadly on the YouTube stream, it'll get the stream taken down if I pick it up. So the thing Beretta made before the M14, based on the M1 Garand tooling in 7.62 NATO. And it's just a really, really nice, like, wood rifle. But, you know, for whatever reason, the M14 was a bit of a fuck-up when the Americans made that. And I'm assuming it wasn't it because of, like, certain groups with interests fucked up the production of it so they would make more money out of it or something. Probably. I mean, Palantir is just like an online surveillance company, aren't they? Because I know they are named after, like, the scrying orb that the bad guys use in Lord of the Rings. So they've given themselves a really fucking ominous name, haven't they? But, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. But again, the government does have its own division of the army. That's, I can't remember the number. People will know this if they look it up. And it was like the government's own misinformation unit. And they were used during COVID to, like, keep, you know, to, like, slander people that said, oh, I'm against vaccines or whatever else. That's interesting, yeah. But again, it's just a shame, like we're saying with Easter eggs, that companies now don't want to even call them Easter eggs. Because, like I said, with stuff, if somebody made sweets for Diwali or the end of Ramadan, and they were called, like, Ramadan sweets, I wouldn't care. But it just seems weird that, like, you know, with Christmas and Easter, you are having people that, again, like, I don't think it's even people of other religions doing it. It's just people like, oh, it might be politically incorrect, so we now need to stop all these traditional things in your country because, again, it's the politically correct people. That is quite a lot of money, Kevin, isn't it, for them? And especially because there are some that are probably in really bad condition, aren't there, that will keep jamming constantly and whatever else. Oh shit, they have Tiger up there, don't they? Does any of my guys have an RPG? Or, like, the other thing, not the RPG. Right, let's move these guys out the way, because that Tiger's going to mince them if they stand there for too long. Right. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look up what the British one's called. Give me a moment. I'll do it while we're on the stream here. But yeah, the British Army has their own one that, like, again, the government has admitted they have them. But, like, they are literally the ones that, you know, are like the equivalent of the Russian troll brigades. But a lot of the time, they're used domestically rather than, you know, against foreign countries. They probably do it against foreign countries as well for disinformation. But, you know, they do have this brigade that is specifically like a cyber warrior division that shit talks people online that don't agree with government things. That was pretty good, Kevin. Right, so British disinformation. Brigade. I know they'll go, oh, it's not technically disinformation. 77th Brigade, that's that. The British Army 77th Brigade is a specialised unit established in 2015 to combat modern warfare in the information environment using digital media, psychological operations, and audience analysis. While designed to fight foreign propaganda, reports indicate it monitored domestic social media and public sentiment regarding COVID-19 policies. So yeah, that's the reason that they're not liked over here, is that basically there was an army brigade set up to tell you, like, how dare you have an opinion. The sad thing, like I said, because I've got the old Mannlicher that uses on-block clips, but sadly the on-block clips for that are so shit that I can barely load it properly. You know, like, it buckles the metal so much. And again, that's why that rifle was kind of a dog shit design, unlike the Grand, is that you couldn't actually even load an individual round in if you wanted to. Had to be an on-block clip, or it would be the extractor would fuck up. Oh, shit. Right, which of these guys has the... Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to find out. He's done it, it's okay. Oh, was that one a Matador or that tube launcher? No. Which guy had the tube launchers? Maybe only one guy had a tube launcher. Oh no, that guy's like, yeah, is that a Matador? Yeah, Matador. Right, now let's bring up the other load of troops. Now some of it's been dealt with. Yeah, like I said, I assume that's the problem I've got with my thing, because one of my American people on here, a bit like you, that I chat with, was able to, you know, charge me shipping, and he bought me a load from a US gun store that had the clips in, and they're definitely the right size clips for fitting around. It's just that, again, I guess because they're 100-year-old clips, and, you know, again, they were probably meant to be disposable. Might be possible, but I don't have a 3D printer. Yeah, you run into all these problems, like I said, where the clips just don't feed properly into the thing because, you know, they're slightly buckled and whatever else. Right, let's deal with these Rusky reinforcements. But yeah, it was still interesting to try them, but like I said, that's the thing that's really annoying of the old Steyr Mannlicher, is that uses a clip system, and the clips were dog shit, low quality, you know, Austro-Hungarian stuff even at the time, and now they've aged. Like I said, the reason that rifle annoys me is because of the fact that unless you kind of thumb it in really awkwardly, you can't even load rounds in individually into that rifle because of the extractor gets in the way, because the extractor is always designed to work with the on-block clip in place. But yeah, I think, Kevin, it might have been the case with these, that I think when you originally bought the ammo for the Steyr rifles, I think they literally did come in, you know, pouches or boxes wrapped up with the, you know, 5 rounds in each clip or whatever it was. So that's the problem, is although in theory you can reuse them, they were never designed for it. And, you know, they never manufactured them with the idea, I guess, that people in the future might want to still use the rifles. Yep. Yeah, I've got that. I've got the deactivated one. Yeah, you've got the bit on the side, haven't you? Yeah, where you can push the mag into it. Again, because I've not got enough Tokarev rounds or whatever and the bit to go with it, I've never done it. But yeah, it's got that weird side loading bit, hasn't it, where you can push the mag onto it. Because, yeah, I didn't know what that was for until I saw the Forgotten Weapons thing on it. Again, sadly, because of YouTube policy, even though I think that submachine gun is in this room, I can't actually get it out on camera to show that feature. Because, yeah, YouTube policies. Okay, yeah, so that's definitely more flimsy than the ones that the Austrians had. The Austrian ones are metal, but they're dog shit thin. you know, like tin metal kind of thing, that literally as soon as, even with rounds in it, even if you touch it, they do kind of buckle. So, you know, as soon as they're sent through the post and, you know, have been picked up and put down a few times, good luck getting them to feed reliably. It's like the other interesting one like that is if you see the old Martini Henry cartridges before they were the proper actual brass one. They look like kind of brass foil that's been wrapped around the bullet. They're really weird. But again, I've not seen many videos of those actually being, you know, shot. Most of the time you see them, it's people who have them in like just an old collection of rounds that have probably long since gone bad. It'd be nice if the AI ally on my side pushed up more on their side, but I assume that they only move up every time I complete an objective. Yeah, the crumpled up ones, exactly, yeah, where it kind of like if you use tin foil, like aluminium foil, in like cooking, it's like that, where it's just like a brass foil somebody's wrapped around. So, at the moment, crossbows are going to be made a lot more restricted in the UK, but the law hasn't actually come in yet, so if you wanted to buy a crossbow, bear in mind, you know, you might later have it seized from you. You can literally buy them from retailers at the moment, because retailers are trying to get rid of all their stock before they lose them. Because again, it's one of these really stupid things where they've said, oh, we're going to make the law stricter, but we're not doing it just yet. And I know people that have literally bought crossbows in about the last week, because they've said, yeah, fuck it, I want a crossbow, and I might not be able to buy one after this. And, you know, I'm not giving it up to the pigs. That's literally the attitude they have. So, again, I need to actually look and find where my crossbows are, because I did check in the attic, but it was only some of my old, lower quality, regular bows in the attic. But yeah, it's, again, they admitted that crossbows are basically never used in crime, but said, oh wow, because we want to get rid of them anyway. Thanks for the consultation. Even though 80% of the people that got back to us said keep the rules as they are, we're going to make the rules stricter. And like I said, the thing is with crossbow deaths is it is negligible. Like, again, it was the triple murder with a crossbow that I think is what led to them doing this sort of thing. But that, most years, there's one death, if even one death with a crossbow per year in the UK, despite the fact anybody can buy them if they're over 18. And again, I still keep getting those sort of people in the comments that are like, oh, but they'll never ban regular bows. Why do you care if they're going to ban crossbows? It's because they never stop at one thing. But you still get the people that are like, oh, even though they're encroaching on all my hobbies, it will never get to this bit. You know, I'll happily lick the boot. They'll never come for me. Of course they will. Well, yeah, that was with the regular bows. With the crossbows, I can't even tell you which ones I've still got. Like, quite literally, because I can't remember which ones broke and I cannibalised for parts and things like that. The bows in the attic are just the shit tier bows. As in, like, you know, the low quality ones that are designed more for kids archery. Again, still would hurt somebody. But, you know, like, my higher quality wooden bows I keep in a better climate controlled room. Because I don't want a room where it gets damp and gets hot all the time with bows. And again, like we were saying, it's not like somebody could just build their own fucking crossbow really easily anyway. Because, again, a crossbow is literally a bow on a kind of stock, essentially, with a release mechanism for the string. Yeah. But again, politicians clearly know nothing about all the laws they try and make up. So I need to blow up the like SPGs and that are down there. sniper up there. Let's take him out first. Oops. There's one guy sneaking up behind my men, so let's deal with him. So I have a medkit, yeah. Yeah, again, but like I said, a lot of mine probably have been lost, but again, I don't really know how they're going to even try and do this. I'm hoping it's going to be a case that they're making a stupid thing like this up, but by the time, you know, they actually get around to trying to legislate the law, Kia's long since gone, and maybe it'll be a different government that's like, why are we wasting our time on this shit? Because again, with all the problems that actually exist in the UK that affect people in their daily lives, crossbows are not one of them. And again, I can understand maybe if you lived in a perfect utopia where minor things like every now and then somebody is murdered with a crossbow leads to you maybe making laws about it. But when you've got genuine things like the amount of people in poverty going up every year, you know, lots of stuff where people can't get medical appointments and things like this. Alright, Brownstreak, if you made a comment before that one, it didn't turn up, because you said my car's left turning signal was interfering with the instrument cluster. I think it might be a bad grounding point. If there was more context to that, we've not got it here. Wow, weirdly, with the obsolete calibers, when they banned a few obsolete pistol calibers because a cop was killed with one, at the same time there was like 20 or 30 rifle and shotgun cartridges they added to the obsolete caliber list. But for the most part, no, they never loosen up the laws. That's the thing, they only just make them stricter and stricter. So when you lose something, you're never getting it back, essentially. They do the thing of, oh, but you don't need this thing, do you? That's the one they love saying. You don't need this thing. Doesn't matter if I need a crossbow, they're just cool. This is like Americans probably don't need lots of the guns they own, but they're cool. And that's why the Second Amendment, I believe, says, shall not be infringed. Because that's the important bit. It's the shall not be infringed, as in don't fuck with us. But, yeah, well, it probably are to the government, remember, because the government is saying more and more that just random flags in this country are a threat. Like this one here. Hang on. I don't want everything to fall off. Oh, no. Oh, that was only the fucking on... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to have to tidy all this up in a minute. That'd be a good bit to clip from the stream. But, yeah. There's, how many bits of the fucking surplus pile just went down? Japanese gas mask, Mark 7 helmet, GP5M, a helmet over there I can't reach. Oh, Yugoslav helmet. But yeah, so you see this flag, yeah, it's dangerous. See, that's why it's dangerous, because the stuff you've got piled up on top of your flag might fall down. Again, if there was like some rule, like some countries have like with sectarian rules, that you're not allowed any flags up whatsoever, again, I might trust it more. But when it's, oh, we're just going to pick and choose, and, you know, like, again, it's because of some minority group may be offended, even though I've never actually heard people that, you know, are like, also, like, you know, have come to this country as immigrants but are ethnically not English and just want to be a part of the country. I've never seen them fucking complain about the St. George flag or the Union Jack. Yeah, but again, the people were just like, oh, it's racist, aren't they? But again, it's, my opinion is a country's flag is absolutely fine in that country because, you know, it's more a problem if it's being used in imperialistic things to invade other people. But, you know, like with that, it's like, yeah, if the St. George's flag was flying across somebody else's country, it might be a problem. But really, it's like, you know, it's not hurting anyone, is it? Oh, it's hurting them. It's hurting their feelings. Right-wing fuckery. Oh. But... right, which guy had the launcher? One of them. That guy has a launcher. Right, I just need to bring up his Matador and hit one of those vehicles. Oh shit. Right, so they're there. Right, okay. I hope that one round hits well enough, because I need to find some more anti-armour weapons in a minute to help deal with these things. Oh shit, the BMP2 is shooting at me. Right, get back, get back. Oh fuck, he's dead. Oh, can I revive him? Yeah, I can. Right, just need to be careful because that BMP2's over there. Is there anything down here that might be useful for attacking them further up the thing? Oh, that guy's got an RPG. Let's go loot his corpse. Right, all these guys can just crawl back here a minute. Right, I had some more guys there. Do any of those have anti-tank weapons? No, okay. Right, this guy has an RPG on his corpse. Yeah, right, I'm taking that. Oh, that's got a load of spare rockets. Good. Yeah, some of the environment's destructible, but not all of it. So, like, if you've got, like, the tanks and things, the tanks, if they shoot the cannons at, like, little brick walls, break off segments of the walls, but that's about it. So it's not like a Bad Company 2 where you can collapse all the buildings and everything. Where's the last guy that's meant to be in there? Oh, it's this guy that's just leaning his head over like a weirdo. Okay. Why can't I hit him? Invincible tree. There we go. Right, so I'll crawl along here so the BMP and the... No, crawl I said. And the artillery gun can't see you. I thought a lot of police got in trouble if they wore symbols. I thought that was a thing. Again, not that I'd have a problem with the South Korean flag, but I thought the whole thing was police weren't allowed to show symbols. Right, is that the BMP out of commission at least? Yeah. What was the last Medal of Honor game? I played the one that was in Afghanistan. Oh great, he just wasted a rocket there because I let him shoot a rocket off of his own volition. Right. There we go, that's better. I thought the story in that wasn't very good, but I did like the multiplayer in that when I used to play multiplayer games. So that was quite similar to Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, wasn't it? I think DICE made it. I don't know what the last like Medal of Honor World War II game was. Ah, it was the Afghanistan one. Yeah. Oh shit, he's down. Oh, it was that guy that was shooting him, right? Yeah, no wonder he went down because he was getting shot by a guy right there. Right, get down there and heal him. He's a random dog just walking around that's not scared at all, apparently, of all the gunfire. Alright, good. There is a thing here that should provide me with ammunition. Right, yeah, RPG... Right. Now, although this would be very dangerous shooting an armoured vehicle full of artillery shells from this range, and there we go. Roll for P99. No, P12. That's an interesting caliber. 11.43 by 23mm. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I haven't played the modern COD, but it has all the stupid celebrity skins in it. Again, the old CODs were actually quite good World War II games. Okay, so Brown Streak's now. Brown Streak, YouTube has decided that his automobile is not allowed. Again, like I said, YouTube's shadow banning of comments is really weird, the stuff it allows and doesn't allow. Get away, doggy. The ATF's after you. Right. Oh, shit. Oh, they killed the dog, the bastards! Yeah, look at that. Those Ivans in their Tiger killed the dog. Oh shit. Right, maybe we ought to run away from where they're calling in all the mortars or whatever it is at the moment. Oh shit, they're massacring all the guys up there. Oh, they've got a fucking BMP Terminator. Or BTR Terminator, whatever it is. Right, I'm down to only a few men. This isn't going well. Right, can I get a hit on that fucking Tiger that's up there? Oh, shit. Oh. That's another guy down. Oh, that one was killed by their own BMP, but, Oh, they've got a fucking, T-72 up there as well. Christ, how am I meant to deal with all this? I haven't even got any vehicles, I've just got these little infantry guys. Shoot him then. Come on. I don't want to die because... Oh, no. I think I lost my last guy because he wasn't following. Let me just load because I think it would have done an autosave recently. Yeah, I've seen quite a few videos of Russians running over their own infantry support. I suppose it's because you have really shit visibility in BMPs and things like that. So if the guys have left the back door and then are using your vehicle for cover, not my problem when your BMP gets shot at and then you just reverse over them. Right, let's see if I can not have this bit go as badly now. It's put me quite far back in the mission. Right, we'll give it one more time. If I get fed up of doing this as I'm playing it, we'll just end the stream there, because I've been on well over an hour, haven't I? Yeah, 2 hours. So let's just move up quick. We'll keep all my guys in one blob and just hope they don't have a big explosion go off near them, just so they can clear out the enemy troops faster. I'll try and remember to pick up RPGs as I go along as well. Because, yeah, if a load of these guys have RPGs, that's probably a better way of playing the mission, just yanking their RPGs as soon as they fall over. I've fallen and I can't get up. Right, okay, so that's most of the ones down at the bottom. Down. Their comrades are going to buy the farm up there. Right, so... Did this guy have an RPG? No. He had a Molotov, that might actually be useful. That guy's just got a load of plastic explosives. Okay, what about this guy? Yeah, Molotov, I'll take that on the first aid kits. Right. Yeah, RPG. There we go, I'll take some more med kits. Right. Now, these guys, any of these guys got RPGs on them? Oh, that guy's got that cool Serbian 7.62 NATO gun. Let's see if I can take that. I'm hoping it's not fallen in a place where it's clipped, because I want to actually pick that up. Yeah, M77B1. Okay, and then which guy had the ammo for it? Not this guy. Maybe that guy? With the ghillie sort of suit on? No, never mind. Okay, I've got 14 rounds for this. So yeah, the weird, like Zastava AK with a 7.62 mag in it, as in 7.62 by 51 NATO. Now let's not waste the ammo for this. So right, how? I don't think that really damaged that BMP at all. I don't want him sticking his head above that little thing. Right, let's move these guys back a second, because the BMP is just going to tear that bit to shreds if they stay there. Move back. Oh, fuck's sake. Right, can somebody revive that guy without getting killed? That guy's got an RPG, so let's send him down here. Right, good. They're back alive. Right, you all hide round here while I try and... Shit. Right, at least I've got 4 RPGs for this guy. So maybe I can luck out and hit... I think that was one thing. Alright, good. So we're down to just the artillery gun then. Oh, well, no, it's a detracked BMP, but it might still be alive. Right, okay, so can I now move up to here? So I'm hoping if the BMP's been abandoned, but it's not too damaged, it might be repairable. Because at least that will make it a bit more survivable when all the other shit rolls up at the top. Right, these guys we're going to send up here to get the snipers on that balcony. Right, okay, as for the... Am I looking at the right thing there? That's all no rockets for now. Right, send these guys at the top up. To move these guys up. I'm hoping that if they've just... Oh, no, they've just got back in the SPG, haven't they? Yeah, they've still got a machine gun on that SPG, right, fall back then. Any of these guys have rockets? No. Is there any dead guys near them that have rockets? probably not that guy there, so that's not going to help. In theory, once I can get close enough to that SPG, I can just grab more ammo from that ammo box down there. Or I could move up to there. Yeah, let's do that. Grab the ammo that's up there and then use it to shoot down at them. Right, I'll keep those two guys just there if they're not really being actively shot at by anything. Right, so just move up regular urban combat wise. Right, that's most of the guys in that group. So yeah, let's just push up. Let's go prone and hit the guy on that cord or whatever it is. The other guy was down trying to get on it because I killed the first gunner. There we go. Just get away from that car actually because it's probably going to explode. If that guy's got a med kit, he ought to use it. No, he hasn't. Okay. This game, SM, is Call to Arms. So it's made by the people, I think, that made the Men of War games, if you've ever played them. But this is their only, like, modern-day game. And it's the only one where you can go first-person. In the other games, you can control guys in third-person, but this is the only one they bothered doing, like, first-person models for some of the guns. It's quite janky first-person, but, like I said, it's still nice. It's a feature in this one. Because, again, you don't have to use it unless you want to. Yeah, like I said, it's one of those games, weirdly, lots of the people that like their other games didn't like this one, where I like it more than the other ones. I think because it just plays a bit differently. But like, again, some of the missions like this one are really difficult, because, like a load of old RTS games, you have to, like, keep one squad alive for all the mission, where in some missions you get, you know, like, dozens of guys and, like, tanks and things. This mission is quite difficult, because I'm having to, like, micromanage, you know, just keeping some regular infantry alive. Get that guy. Right, okay, that's most of those guys taken out. Let's move up, because that's the box I want to go for over there. Go prone, you idiot. Go prone. There we go. Alright, I'm hoping that at least there's some RPGs or whatever in here, because I'm going to need them. So, let's have a look. Ah, AT4s. That'll do. I don't know why Russians randomly had AT4s, but, there we go. Now it's just to knock out that BMP, because that still has a crew in it, I think, by the fact it's, like, glowing red. Right, Where's the other guy with the AT4s? I gave AT4s to that guy. Right, let's move him up. Knock out the BMP2. Then I'm going to have to worry in a minute about the enemy reinforcements again, where I died before, because all of their, like, good tier shit turned up on the top level. Might be worth me actually sending these guys up to this point to shoot down at all the other defenders on the lower bank, so I'm safer when I'm down there as soon as, like, the enemy reinforcements come in. So I'm assuming the enemy reinforcements are going to turn up as soon as I destroy that BMP2. So let's get all these guys down there. Essentially, I think if my guys are kind of, there we go, down on this little bit here, they're going to be a lot safer if enemy reinforcements come in than they were last time. Right, let's save here as well, just before I die again. Because, I said, this is where I failed the mission before, essentially. Because obviously the armour on my side of the river is going to move up, but then last time they had a load of, like, tanks roll up on their side. Defeat enemy counterattack. Yeah, so there's that shit that's going to be really annoying. Let's move all up to here. I want to try and land an RPG into that thing, the Tiger. Yeah, they've got the tanks and everything trundling along as well. Right, who had the RPGs here? This guy has RPGs. Well, RPGs, the 84s. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, good, because of Russian gun depression, he can't actually aim down at me here. Oh, that guy had a nice launcher. I'm going to steal it. Alright, they're sending the Tiger to try and help them now. Right, we'll let as many of these guys that want to just waste their ammo and that come here. Do any of these have any launchers left? The Tiger's up there, so I need to be careful of that, because that's going to be annoying. Do I have any grenades I can just chuck up there at it? I don't know how well just a regular frag grenade will do against the Tiger, but oh, okay. That was perfect. Never mind. I wasn't expecting that to do very much. Again, I'm not really expecting those grenades to do anything to the tank. It's just more, can I annoy it or whatever with them. Don't stand still up there. What are you doing? Right, get that guy up. Kill that guy there. Right, okay. Who had a launcher? Oh, right, go prone. Go prone. Which guy here had the launcher? This guy. Oh yeah, he's got some M72 laws by the look of it, or the commie rip-off of the M72 law. Right, these guys get down here. Right, and then RPG 22. Yeah. Right, okay, now let's aim for this back bit here. Why can't I shoot it? Oh, it's because he's got the RPG 7 out. Did that not do anything to the back of the vehicle? Oh, that guy's dropped another RPG-7 at least. Alright, once this guy coming round gets whacked, I'm going to just try and get behind that T-72 with this RPG-22. Oh, hello. Oh, thanks, my guy's got him. Oh, there's another one. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, they got him. Right, okay, so what we want to do is hope that this last RPG-22 can get through there. Yes, right. Oh, now if this hasn't been totally destroyed, are any of my guys engineers? Oh, so try to get back in the tank. No, you don't. Right, okay, let's get the guys up here, because I'm wondering if any of them are capable of repairing. Oh, they are, okay. Right, this is going to make this a bit easier. We're going to get whoever is the repairing guy, this guy, to see if he can repair any of the tank. And then use it to knock out some other stuff. Right, but was there another RPG down here? Because I do need... let's see where that guy's corpse is. Okay, oh, this is... What's this big thing? Oh, RPG-29. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Right, we got an RPG-29, so I'm going to definitely manually use that, in case the AI uses it in a stupid way. Yeah, fuck you. There we go. Right. Now let's put the rest of the guys up here to just shoot down at any of the enemies trying to repair their vehicle. Still says that vehicle's crewed, so hang on. Let's check that's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, there we go. Right, and then if this guy can get that tank up and running, we'll take the tank. If not, then we can probably manage this. So, the AI ally on that side is hopefully going to be able to punch through there, because if they've only got a couple of Tigers, I don't think the AI on that side should really struggle. So, other than, like, a little pickup with, what's that got on it? 122mm Grad P, okay. So, just a single barrel Grad. Not much that should be a threat to me now, so let's move these guys up to here, see if I can get an angle on any more of their infantry. Then we're going to have to move up on that bit. Oh, damn, we're out of ammo for disaster. Alright, there was a wall blocking my way. Get that guy to crawl around there, hit the deck. What's Grenoble? Do you mean Chernobyl or something completely different? I think this, although none of the missions in this are technically based in real countries, it's, you know, that kind of where they do that. So, oh, it's no fiction, it's real stuff. I think this is kind of based on Crimea, because these guys are like Russians and Russian separatists. But it's like if NATO actually decided to help Ukraine in 2014 rather than Right, okay, let's move these guys up there. Right, did that guy finish repairing the tank? Oh, he did, okay. Right. Yeah, I've still got a bit of a sore throat, Psychonaut, so I will be off fairly soon. It's just this mission, I was like, oh, I'm going off in a minute, and then I kept playing. Right. But, oh, it's got all the shitty contact bricks on this T-72. I'll put some more crew members in it at the moment. But, yeah, I'm a lot better, feel a lot better than I did, but like I said, still got a bit of a sore throat, still feeling a bit more tired than I'd normally feel. The good thing is tomorrow I've not really got anything on, so I have a day where I can just relax and, you know, take it easy. Oh, shit, some of those guys got knocked out. Three-man crew in a T-72. Let's get... Oh. Have they got a sniper or something there? There's something that keeps knocking the men down. I'm going to get all those guys back now and just use the tanks for now. Alright, so you fall back to that. Let's figure out what was causing all those issues. Is that a statue of Lenin? Boom. And he's gone. Right, let's just push up with a tank. Let's hit that bit technical. Oh, that really overshot it. There we go. That's that technical dealt with. And the Allied troops are pushing up. I'll try not to kill any of them by running them over. Oh, they do have another technical there, look. Okay. Boom. A lot easier when you have a tank. And then push these guys up a bit, and we'll get my remaining guys from back there and just push them up the Allied troops. Oh shit, they have an ATGM down there. It's alright, they can get a chance to fire it at me. Trying to go for the ATGM. Another Russian hiding by that car. Was hiding by that car. Oh, this one's still alive though. No, he's not. There we go. Right. Captured T-72, you were very useful. Right, I lost 8 men in that mission, 0 vehicles. Although some of the men I lost, I don't know if that counts as the AI green men, or if it's like when your men go down and need a med kit, if that counts as them lost. But yeah, I think our kill-death ratio is pretty good. Right, that will do me for streaming for today. So have a good day, everyone. There's some little bits I need to do around the house now. And I'll hopefully be on tomorrow to stream and that, because, like I said, definitely feel better this evening than I did yesterday.